Hey, how's it? This is the foundation. So first preseason game in the bag. Cowboys had chances in the end. Like even though the win and loss don't matter. When you get put, you get four chances in the inside the 10, and you don't capitalize. It's disappointing and all that. But it is what it is. Before I get into the game, man, that 49er announced team, they made Witten look like he was the all pro of all. They made Witten look like it's a layup for him as an announcer. I mean, they called on the first drive, Pollard took all the run plays, and they call him Jackson. And then on a tackle where Jeff Heath made, they called him Leighton Vander Esch. And then on the, I'm gonna get into the play later on. Gifford, they call him Griffith. I was just like, what the hell is this? Um, but yeah, the most positive thing I got, is I seen Travis Frederick out there. They ran some plays up the middle, so they trusted him and all that. I saw a play where he was trying to reach for that second level, and he just couldn't quite get there. So it's gonna take time and all that. Real quick to our second year guys. Some of our second year guys. Uh, oh, what is his name? Why am I drawing blank? Michael Gallup looked nice out there. He looked much more. He looked like he's dictating the routes to the defenders and all that. So that's a positive move in that direction. Um, Dorrance Armstrong had some nice plays and all that. So yeah. The positives from the young guys and all that. Paulo looked okay. Nothing spectacular, but he looked okay. Cedric Wilson, I think he of all the young guys out there, Cedric Wilson balled out the most. He's gonna be pushing some guys, and because he showed that he could play on the outside, he showed that he could play really well on the inside. He looked, like a couple times I thought was Cobb and all that, and then but no, he was playing really well. Um, Jaron had some nice plays. Cooper Rush looked much more like his rookie year than the again it's the first game, but yeah. Um, on the defensive side, Gifford, he shined the most, I think, out there. Had that nice interception. Thank goodness they said the negative on the X-rays, and it's a probably a bad sprain. But this kid, he's been battling. He's been fighting for more playing time, and he's been earning a lot more playing time. So good for him and all that. Um, Nice to see Jalen Jelks get a nice sack in there, and then also Joe Thomas. I mean Joe Thomas, Joe Jackson. You, Joe Jackson. Like he had some nice penetrating plays. He got some good pressure. He got the offensive line to commit a lot of penalties. So good job on him, and good job for him and all that. Um, the okay guys, Mike Jackson looked okay. Had the two negative plays. I mean, like okay, people gonna probably harp on that, but he looked pretty good. Other than that, tackling and all that. John Vay Johnson looked okay. He had that one bad. That's the bad drop. You cannot do. Um, Jalen Guyton, same thing. Looked okay and all that. Tristan Hill, our top pick, was okay. No, it was it was okay for a lot of guys out there. Devin Smith looked pretty solid, and then also Donovan Wilson. He's one of those guys that you kind of go, man, put on the pads and he might play better, and that's what it looked like. He looked much more comfortable. He didn't light the world on fire, but much more comfortable and all that. And hopefully it's a pot. And then somebody say, oh, Beathard threw a bad pass. You gotta capitalize on that. When they make mistakes, you gotta capitalize. That's what pass rush is there for. That's what making mistakes is all about. You capitalize on people's mistakes and all that. Probably the most negative. Uh, Maher, they were showing that he was nailing some 55 yarders, and even though he was 3 for 4, man, some of them was just like, okay, and then the bad miss and all that. So yeah, and then you know, probably the worst one because he's trying to keep a good look on Mike White, but man, the guy I was really high on, from our undrafted free agents. At first when I first got the list, Mitch Hyatt, I was like, yes, we got a guy that got a lot of experience, played a lot of big games and all that, and he looked like he was on tape delay. I mean, or what is like a 50-second, delay. I mean, it was just like, you know, so it was pretty. I hope he can, get back, but then he looked, he had some okay reps, but man, he had a lot of a lot of bad plays and all that. More, the guy, the core, the defensive end could have had at least 4 sacks, 4 or 5 sacks, in that one. And the guy that we've been harping on is Campos, and it was Hyatt the one that was struggling. So yeah, so like it was hard to kind of pay attention to Mike White because like, yeah, Mike White didn't look all that great, but Hyatt was just making it matters more worse kind of thing. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's my video. Next week I'm gonna be at the Aloha Stadium against the Rams. All right, mahalo for watching. Pani on the boys, and like always, go Cowboys.